All right, so we're down here at the bottom of our brand new iron farm. You just got through watching the time lapse. I appreciate you watching this. So here we are. Now I know in the last part of the video, there was some glass ceilings, and these villagers over here didn't look like this. I had a problem with the villagers colliding and wanting to fall out of the beds, so we changed this right here up. This right here works great. You see that the villagers, they're not moving at all. They're still spawning iron golems on cue. These guys over here, they haven't fallen out, so they've given us no reason to change it. If they ever do fall out, we'll change the bed design over here to match this side. But for now, it's working great. So there's your other iron golem, working on both sides. All right, so let me take you over to a creative test world, and I want to show you all that I've done, what I've put into making this iron farm. Okay, so this is the creative test world where I developed my iron golem farm. Okay, now this is my design. I did not follow anybody else's design. I designed this myself. Okay, but I did not design this by myself. Okay, and I'm going to spin around and show you exactly what I followed. This is Logical Geek Boy's Iron Golem Test World. Okay, he made a video, and I'll leave a link in the description, all right, to his video. He made a video, and he also included in his description a world download for all of us to be able to download and take a look at it. And so this world is awesome. If you are having any kind of trouble with the place your iron golems are spawning, matter of fact, if you watch at the end of the time lapse, there's some iron golems spawning in the distance. I went right over there. That little pod right over there explained to me why my iron golems were spawning where they were. I went in, corrected it, and we're all good. That's the reason why my iron farm is working on the SMP, is because I had this world download. Okay, so with all that being said, I'm not going to explain any of this right here. Y'all need to go and watch his video for yourself. Okay, I'll leave that description down in the comments. All right, so back over here to this iron farm. Why is this iron farm the best iron farm out there? All right, for what it is, this is the best iron farm that there is. Okay, now why do I say for what it is? I can't compete with a portal farm. Okay, no drop farm is going to compete with a portal farm. Okay, but for what this right here is absolutely the best farm. All right, for several different reasons. All right, first off, early game. You can put this farm in early game, all right? And it is a super fast farm early game, all right? You don't actually even have to have two pods. You can break this thing off into a single pod on one side, all right? And it'll work just fine, okay? All you need is a pillager. Now, in Logical Geek Boy's video, he actually shows you how to pacify a pillager, so I'm not going to go into that either, all right? You'll have to watch his video, all right? So early game, you can develop this right here with one side, and it'll work great. Okay, and then later on in your world, say you are running out of iron, you need more iron. All right, you can come over here and very simply put on the second side so that you can double your rates. Also, this plays to the way that villagers spawn their iron golems. Okay, when they spawn their iron golems, right, they spawn them within a certain distance of themselves, right? I believe it's 8 blocks, and it's so many blocks up and so many blocks down, all right? This iron golem farm spawns the golems at the furthest distance in their spawn area, okay? So they're going to spawn at the furthest distance where their spawns are still maxed out, okay? Then the water here is so short, it takes them out of the 16 block check radius that the villager pod will do. This thing's going to check 16 blocks around. Is there an iron golem 16 blocks around me? If there's an iron golem 16 blocks around him, then it will stop the next spawn. Okay? Plus, you just saw right there, the iron golem, not only is he spawned on this pad, but then he turns towards the pillager, who he doesn't like, and he literally runs off the platform. All right? All the while never interfering with this side. All right. These guys, this right here, it's a 16 block radius. The check radius is 16 blocks. 16 blocks ends right here. The iron golem from this pod never interferes with the iron golem from this pod. They can spawn simultaneously, and it's all because this guy has a scare radius of 15 blocks. That's what makes this farm. Okay, so there's your two reasons. One, it's early game. All right. Two, it's mid game. Three, it's super efficient. Four, it's tileable. It's tileable. All right. You can go, and I'd actually recommend going 17 blocks out. All right. You can go 17 blocks out in this direction, right? And you can build another pod, just like this one. All right. You can go 8 blocks in a linear direction and put another platform out this direction. All right. It's tileable. You can stack these things all the way down your world. I wouldn't stack them up, because when you start stacking up, then you're dropping villagers through the spawning the 16 blocks of another villager. Okay, so I wouldn't go up. I would go left and right and backwards and forwards. Okay. Lastly, the last thing, and this is big for me. All right, and I'll try to get this in before the sun goes down. Okay, so lastly, this thing is hideable. It's hideable. This thing is only 5 blocks wide. All right, it's only 5 blocks wide. It goes pretty deep. All right, but it's 5 blocks wide. It's 32 blocks long. If you wanted to put this inside of a building, the building only has to be 32 blocks long, right? So maybe you have this big temple. You got a 5 block by 32 block section inside. You can put this build inside of a temple, right? Say you had a castle. Well, the exterior castle wall, you could do it 5 blocks wide and however long it is, and you can hide an iron golem farm inside of the castle walls. Okay, let's jump back over onto the SMP. I want to show you a couple more things over there. Okay, so the villager trading hall is right down here now. Okay, and we had a big glass ceiling, but I ended up taking that away. Now we actually did have some iron golems spawning out here on the hillside. Now I told you that's because the hillside dropped off, and it was within that 7 to 8 block radius around, or square around, the villagers. Okay, so anyhow, all that there being said, we terraformed, we built this right here all up, and we got it all fixed. Okay, so all of that stuff is a thing of the past. We don't have a single iron golem spawning outside the farm. All right, they are all getting farmed, and they are all being pushed into our big old house. All right, so yeah, so I got the iron farm underneath and decided to build this on top. And so this is a little bit overkill. All right, so but we're gonna do some things. Oh, this guy right here, these guys right here. Those there are the pillagers. Those are a couple other pillagers that came with the party that is down here. Okay, so so anyway, let me take you around and show you the build. Okay, so first off, I wanted this right here to be like a stereotypical medieval build. It's a blacksmith's house. Okay, so if you Google search blacksmith's house, you're going to come up with a lot of images that look similar to this. Okay, and so that's kind of what I did. I just kind of Google searched blacksmith's house, and I come up with something. I thought, yeah, that'll work. All right, so I started building. All right, now it started off pretty small. Okay, it's actually, this is the interior of the bottom floor, and it only goes back to about this wall right here. So it's actually very thin. Okay, the bottom half, it's very thin. All right, but this thing got big fast. Okay, and so all right, so these right here are eventually going to be the cubicles for our villager trading. We're going to run mine carts up here and get these villagers to come up inside here. Also, we're going to have villagers up here. Now, right now, as it stands, I have a composter system pulling the poppies off. Okay, that's what I got being pulled off right now, and so that's the only thing that's being pulled off. So there's no need for the 40 40 blocks here, and the I can put whatever I want to there. Okay, so I know that's kind of the opposite way of this uh, overflow, but there's only one filter. Okay, so there's no overflow going to happen on that particular thing. All right, so here is our iron. Look at all that iron. All right, so awesome. We got tons of iron. This thing right here is even filled up. We're going to be starting the back end of the show. And this is not all the iron that we've gotten, okay? Yeah, so we've got plenty of iron. We've been condensing this stuff down into iron blocks, and we almost have a complete double chest. You can even see we've gone and traded for emeralds with using this iron. We've been doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been building with our iron. Spectre and Blood, they've been building. Look at this beautiful clock tower that Blood's building right now. And so Spectre, he's been using a ton of iron for iron rails and all kinds of hoppers and different stuff like that. And so this right here, I mean, this thing is just, it's keeping up beautifully, and it's only the double spawner. You know, we haven't tiled it out. I told Spectre that if he wanted to, we could extend this thing out. We could put a second pod out this direction. We just got to build up the ground around it. And he's like, no, I think it's producing enough. So yeah. So now, so that's the interior of the place, and that's what we're planning. We got a lot of plans and everything for the interior. I'll bring you back in here when we get the interior complete. But let's look at the exterior of the building. So again, we started off with a fairly small build here on the bottom side, and I came over here and I put a lean-to off the side of this build and tried to put in a blacksmith area. Okay, so you see all the coal and everything that they would be shoveling over into the fire. I was going to put lava, but we do have fire tick on in this world. Okay, so in this world, if I put lava right there, all that wood floor and everything that's inside of here, that's all going to burn up. Okay, so we don't want to do that. A couple of other just little small decorative things inside of here. We got a little bit of grass creeping in over here in the corner. The blacksmith, he's doing all the work over here. He's not paying attention to that corner. All right, and so we brought in some orange accents. You kind of see that up here in the gables, along with some orange banners and different stuff like that. Our copper, we don't have any bees wax right now, and so we're not waxing any of this, and I really don't want to wax it. You know, once this thing gets completely tarnished, I'll come back in here and give it some texture by de-waxing it, and then you know, waxing it to stay the different ages. But other than that, I want this whole thing to become green. I really do. I want the whole thing to become green. All right, so we got a little bit of decoration on the outside. I got a lot more decoration to do here. I want to finish up the inside of this build before I do any of that. So with all that being said about this build, let's go over and visit some of these other builds that y'all see here. Okay, so this right here is eventually going to be a different villager trading hall. This whole entire area is about villagers. Okay, and so that's what we're doing in this area. Now this build over here, can you tell what that there is? All right, this is a library. Okay, this is a library, and Spectre did every bit of this right here. Okay, so he did all this right here himself. Now I'm going to tell you, the redstone in this place is crazy. All right, so he's got villagers all the way around this place. All right, and it's amazing. All right, all we have to do to convert these things to zombies is come in here, flip that switch down, come over here, hit this button, that villager goes down, gets converted, and comes right back up. That's all we have to do. That is amazing. And their workstations are like back there behind them. That is cool. You got to admit, that is so cool. All right. And so now the redstone is in here. All right. All right. So this is crazy to me. Okay, I wouldn't begin to know how to do all of this. All right, so y'all tell me in the comments. All right, how many of y'all that are watching my videos are redstone people? All right, y'all tell me, because I really want to know. I mean, how many of my subscribers are redstone people? I want to know that. All right. So if you're a redstone person, if you love doing redstone, hey, comment down below. I'm a redstoner, and because I'm a decorator, I can tell you that I'm a decorator. I'm a builder. I don't really do redstone, which is really funny because I can wire a house in real life. In real life, I can wire an entire house. I can wire the switch panels. I can wire three-way switches. I can wire an entire house. I know what I'm doing. But when it comes to that stuff doesn't work like that. All right? Redstone does not work the same way 110 works, okay? 110 or 220, whichever one you got, I could do 222. I was in Iraq. I know what 220, how to wire 220. All right? But anyway, all right there said. Then also over here, Spectre's got a library in here, our schoolhouse, and he's got himself up here teaching. So I guess he's going to teach us some redstone, okay? And so maybe he's trying to teach the villager redstone, okay? And so anyway, we got villagers over here that we're trying to school, trying to teach them a trade. And then we select which line they go out on and which direction they go. Now mine is this one right here, blacksmith. So I've actually run that rail all the way out this direction over here to my build. Okay, so ain't it beautiful? All right, enough about the builds around here. One last thing before I let you go. Okay, now don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. This is very important. Okay, if this is your first video ever watching that I produced, all right, you probably won't tell any different. Okay, but if you've watched all my videos before this, you'll notice that there's a difference in my voice. We got an upgrade to our video or to our audio system. Okay, our audio system is completely improved. All right, I got a brand new headset. We went from this headset to this headset. So an amazing improvement. All right. So, but not only with the hardware, we also improved our software. All right, we went and got some audio software and everything, and so you probably can tell a big difference in the tone of my voice, and I hope you enjoy it a little bit better. I hope it's not as empty as it was before, and so this stuff is all for your viewing and listening pleasure, and so and again for you, it's all free. All you gotta do is hit that like button. Consider subscribing. All right. Hey, and if I don't see you again, I hope to see you in heaven.